And now we come to the issues which really primarily affect pure styling, aesthetic decisions. And the reality is, which you can see on a picture of the Shadow, is that it was simply considered to be old-fashioned. Now, it's a funny expression to use these days, because when you think about it, we rarely say old-fashioned as if it's a bad thing. Old-fashioned, I mean, we're standing in front of a very old-fashioned building, yeah, and you can't criticize it. It's wonderful.
It's a classic,
you know. So, but at this period, you'd had the Beatles, the Rolling Stones, an explosion of social interplay between various elements. The world was changing fantastically quickly, and things were literally being left behind in the past. And the motor industry was not fast to change. It was one of the old brigade almost. Certainly a lot of the personnel were from that thinking. They may have known who the Beatles were, but other than that,
listening to them.
not great information. So the concept of being old-fashioned is strange today, because today we use expressions like classic and retro, but in those days you just had vintage and veteran, old crocs basically. You know, it was a weird time. So if you look at the Shadow, you see what had become an old-fashioned car. The problem for the company facing, there was no obvious evolutionary path of car design, because we'd reached a stage where people knew what a car was, they knew what aircraft were, but where were things going next? And the only real leaders were things like the NSU Row 80, which is always associated and damned by its Wankel engine, but in actual fact was a stunning piece of design which managed to have a very aerodynamic form round, if you like, a similar three-box layout. So there was the NSU Row 80, which we had at Crewe and liked.
Was that quite a cutting-edge design?
Oh yeah.
What about the Citroens? DSs?
Much earlier and seen to be really left field.
Okay,
I mean, they were really way out.
Yeah.
And they weren't a three-box shape, for instance.
No.
All designers will like the DS,
yeah,
but no one thought you're going to get
a
Greek temple on the front of a DS. You know,
yeah,
just wasn't going to happen.
Yeah.
So you had the NSU, you had the Jaguar XJ6, which was very much rated. I mean, really was. People regarded that. Really liked it, but it was a low-slung sporting saloon, and there was no way you could get this sort of head clearance in that sort of style. So it was a very difficult place to be from a point of view of aesthetics, because there was nothing, there was no curve, there was no projection, there was no trajectory. It was just Shadow stops. What do we do now?